Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another amazing episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have the Monarch of Mardi Gras, the Baroness of Bourbon Street. When she is not co-hosting Ringside Society, she's on crazy misadventures, such as shopping for DeLoreans, going back to 1885 for freshly churned butter, and dressing up as one of the Road Warriors and picking fights with random strangers. Louisiana's own Kathy Knight. In the second corner, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye spinach. He is the tranquil dart of Ringside Society and Delaware's greatest American hero. It takes two to make a thing go right. He is Rob Bass, and you are not. In the third corner, we have that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always on the go. Catch him if you can. Said his name in Guyana. Now they love him in Japan. No cap. The worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. And our guest tonight, our special guest tonight, is a young lady who actually graduated from the Hybrid School of Wrestling down in Texas. That's right. She's making a name for herself, not just on the indies, but in AEW against opponents like Nyla Rose, Jasmine Allure, Big Swole, Red Velvet, Kylan King, and many more to come. She is the fourth Kardashian sister. Everybody, welcome to the show, Miss Reality Madi Wrenkowski.
Woo! Woo!
I'm impressed. You said my name correct.
Wow, really? People actually get that name wrong?
Oh, all the time. All the time. I know. I mean, it's so simple.
It's Wrenkowski. How did they get that wrong? Like, geez. Oh, man.
You would be surprised.
Rolls right off the tongue. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, Maddie, I got to say, thank you very much, for being on the show. I really and truly appreciate you. We really, truly appreciate you actually taking time out of your busy schedule to actually do this for us. We know you've been doing your thing on AEW and whatnot. Kathy was very excited. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm excited! I can't wait!" And then Rob was like, "Oh man, so many questions to ask. Which one should I ask?" So yeah, they were very excited, and yeah.
Are you saying that you aren't?
I am actually. I am. But I don't like to I like to be like a bit of a mystery, but I'm excited. But yeah, I definitely am. By the way, speaking of wrong mispronouncing last names, Kathy, did you not weren't you one of those people that did that?
Yeah, and I told her about it. She knows about it. We were talking about, I think it was like Face Busters. We were talking about it on the show. And I was like, Maddie, and I was like, I said, I forgot what it said. It was close to Wrenkowski, but on the spot thinking, I was like, yeah. But I told you about it at Rise of the Vixens too. I was like, yeah, I was the one that butchered your name. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Kathy.
She twisted my arm.
Kathy, you can't keep doing stuff. You can't keep doing stuff like that. There's going to be a Rise of the Vixens Part 3, and you might find yourself in one of those matches. So you might not want to be, mispronouncing last names like that.
Yeah, well, she can twist my arm again. It's all right.
But Maddie, I gotta say, you've been wrestling. You started wrestling in 2019, right?
Yes, October of 2019.
I just gotta say that you have an impressive line of matches. Like your first match, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was against Jazz, right?
Yes, it was, and it was terrifying. And ironically, it was at the very first ever Mission Pro show. So it's kind of been like a full circle type thing there, because now I train with Jazz still at the Dog Pound Dojo, and I'm still on the Mission Pro roster. So it's crazy how these things happen. And that was like my first show ever.
Man, I tell you, I saw two. I've seen the ones with you and Jasmine Allure. You're the few that you guys have, and I saw the one with you and Vert Vixen. When I saw the intensity you attacked your opponents with, I'm like, yeah, Jazz definitely trained her. There was no denying it, because I remember seeing Jazz, and she was like the meanest woman in the ring at that time. Like, I was like, oh, geez. The way she used to put a whooping on these people, I'm like, damn, yeah, Jazz definitely trained you.
Yeah, and that's what she did to me that first match. Like, I was not expecting that. I was like, Jazz, come on, girl. Student versus trainer. Take it easy on me. And she's like kicking me in the dirt and whatnot. I was like, girl, this is gravel. I just got this outfit.
Yeah, but I gotta say, your match with Vert Vixen, when I saw you hit that scissor, I was like, when I saw that your special move was a scissor kick, I was like, the scissor kick? Wow, I gotta see this. And man, you the aggression you hit Vert Vixen with that, I was like, damn, she hit that grunt. She hit that like Vert Vixen owed her money and didn't pay her yet, man. Like, jeez.
I mean, maybe she does. Like, maybe she did, you know? I just had to knock her back into reality. She's like a gamer nerd or whatever, and so she's always talking about that stuff. So I had to bring her back down, because this isn't a game; it's reality, right?
There you go. Yeah. Wait, when you actually hit her back, did she say if she saw coins or mushrooms or rings or anything?
Maybe it was the stars.
Okay.
Yeah, no coins came out. I tried a couple times. I hit her a couple times, but no coins. Not yet. I'll try again.
So
That'd be funny, though.
We're gonna take a trip back in time. No, Kathy, we're not going all the way back in time then. Jeez. Kathy always got in trouble. But we're gonna take a trip back in time. And I just gotta ask, what made you become a fan of professional wrestling? What was the pay-per-view or match or event that made you say, hey, I like this, I'm hooked from now on?
So I'm not entirely sure there's like a specific event. I started watching wrestling because my brother found wrestling while he was flipping through the channels. He came across China, and he like kind of stopped, like went back and started watching it. So the people that actually caught my attention and got me into wrestling was the Hardy Boys and Team Extreme. So again, I don't think it was like an event per se, but just the way that they looked, like that was foreign to me. Like the way Jeff dressed and the moonsaults and stuff that Lita was doing, like it was unheard of. Like I'm over here watching Disney Channel and they're on a whole nother level. So that definitely like got my attention. And then for me, it was always like the characters. It wasn't necessarily like the moves. So like a lot of people ask me what my favorite wrestler was growing up. And they expect me to be like, oh, I love Stone Cold or The Rock. But it was, in fact, Scotty 2 Hotty. He was entertaining. He had a flat top, just like my dad. Not my dad's wasn't that cool, but he had one. And then he did the worm. Like that was my favorite thing. Like every time we played the video games, I was always Scotty 2 Hotty. And my brother had to let me like beat him up just for like a little bit so I could get my finisher build up, It was only fair.
Wow, you're the first person I've ever heard say Scotty 2 Hotty. Normally people say like from that era, it's like Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, but Scotty 2 Hotty, that's a first. And no judgment. Yeah. I mean, I always tell people that you never know who some people came to see. Like I remember I went to I have to tell this one guy, he was booing Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam. He was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm sorry to him. I'm like, what are you sorry for? I mean, if you don't like him, you don't like him. You're not saying anything derogatory about him. You're just booing, saying, "Hey, boo." I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I had to tell him, I'm like, look, when because I started watching wrestling in 1990, I'm like, somebody was probably going to WWE just to see Virgil, Coco Beware. I mean, people have fans. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I thought Scotty Tuati was cool. I mean, I think at the time, I don't think I was flexible enough to do the worm. It looks like a cool move. Have you ever tried to do the worm?
I have, and I have found that I cannot do it in my normal shoes. I have to be wearing wrestling boots. And I found that out through trial and error because I felt like I broke my toe. Like he literally just like dives into it. And so like I got the first one down, but as soon as my feet got to come back down, it's over. Like my toes are shot.
Okay. Rob, I see you bobbing and weaving over there. I think you could do the worm. I got a good feeling you could do a mean worm, Rob.
I can do the stanky leg and the Tootsie Roll. That's about it.
I see Rob bobbing over there like Chris Tucker in Rush Hour.
No, what's that chicken dance? Da 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 da. Clap, 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 clap. I can do that.
I'll tell you what.
Or whatever.
Now I'll tell you what. Next time Kathy gets your name wrong, right? You can have her do the worm.
Oh, that would be
I'll never get her name wrong again. That was a one and done.
I would love to see that. Love to see it.
Yeah. So did you ever get to meet Scotty, or did you ever get like in person?
So I unfortunately have never got to meet him. However, in 2020, in January, I got to do extra work for WWE, and like we were all like prepping each other, like giving each other pep talks. We're gonna be professional. We're gonna see all of these stars. No one fangirl, because that's not professional. So we maintained composure because I believe the first night was Friday night SmackDown in Dallas. So we all like kept calm. And then Saturday was actually the Worlds Collide pay-per-view in Houston. And we're all walking, trying to find our locker room. And all of a sudden, I see Scotty Too Hottie, and I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And David, who was one of the guys from Hybrid, was like, what? And then he walked by. I was like, Scotty Too Hottie just walked by us. And he's like, yo, you're supposed to be keeping it cool. And I was like, I can't. But that's the closest interaction I've had so far. Hoping there's more later, But
awesome. Hopefully you get a chance to like work with him, maybe you'll actually be part of him and Rikishi's Too Cool line dance, when they put on the glasses and
we'll do a revival of it. Yeah. But again, kind of like you're talking about meeting these people that you looked up to, because the Hardy Boys obviously were the ones that initially caught my eye. And so to be able to be at AEW and to like see Matt Hardy, like, hello, how are you? Talk to Matt Hardy, even to hear him like say my name. I'm like, the truth is the truth, And
yeah, the Hardy Boys. I remember when they first started, it was like back in like '95, and I remember them vaguely because there was a book I used to read called The Hardy Boys. It was actually a series of mystery books.
Yeah.
And I remember like I saw that there was a Jeff Hardy and a Matt Hardy, and then they called them the Hardy Boys. This was before they became all cool, and I was like, wow, okay, this is kind of funny. And Jerry Lawler made a comment that, I heard Matt Hardy married Nancy Drew, who was another detective like them. So I'm like, that's kind of funny. And then lo and behold, my cousin tells me this new team, the Hardy Boys, debuted. And I'm like, I know those guys. And he's like, yeah, but they changed. Like they're wearing like these like body fitting shirts and these baggy jeans. And when I saw them, I'm like, yo, that looks cool, man. And yeah, the Hardy Boys were definitely something. Definitely a revolutionary tag team as well too. especially with the tables, ladders, and chairs and whatnot. So so now that you're a fan, you know you saw the Hardy Boys, Scotty 2 Hotty is your favorite and whatnot. How did your journey go from fan to professional wrestler?
Yes. So I was actually in college, and it was just like an ongoing joke. Like around the finals or midterms, I was just like, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit, and I'm gonna become a professional wrestler. Like, come on. And my mom obviously loved that idea. So she was like, you know what? How about you finish school, get a degree, and then you can ruin your life. So I was like, bet. And that's what I did. I got my degree. And I actually went and tried to find a job to use that degree. And it turns out that there was the job that I was going to be was in Hawaii. And that, like 2 weeks before I was supposed to go and fly out, a volcano had erupted. So I took that as a sign of fate. And I was like, well, that's no longer an option. So I was like, maybe it's finally time to ruin my life. So then I went and found Booker T's fantasy camp in Houston, just to try it out to make sure it's something I wanted to do. And I did it. I figured out I wanted to try and keep doing it. And so I met Gino Medina there, and he actually introduced me to Chris Marvel, which was Hybrid's head trainer. And then from there, is what it is now.
You're still
I think
muted.
you're on muted. I think you're muted.
My apologies. I always do that. That's very interesting. But I don't mean to be an instigator, and I'm not trying to incite or start anything. But I always had a vibe that, and I just gotta ask: are ROW and H and hold on, give me a second. ROW and HSOW, are they cool with each other? Like, are they like, or is there like some kind of rivalry like Cobra Kai and Miyagi Do? I don't know if you watch Cobra Kai, but
Oh, I do. I have no idea.
okay.
I have not like done too much work in Houston, so.
Okay. Awesome. So, what was the training like in HS Hybrid School of Wrestling? I know that
Oh,
Jazz and Rodney Mack are actually trainers there, and then there's Thunder Rosa. And how was it for you?
okay. First off, HSOW, that's hybrid. Brain fart. I just never heard it as an acronym. um, Beef between us? No, I don't think so. I think that hybrid is very different. I don't know about the guys because I don't really care about them. But I was one of the very few girls that came through hybrid. So I didn't really sense a type of beef there. I just knew that I had to prove myself as an independent wrestler, because ROW like pumps out so many female wrestlers now because that's just where they go to. But I don't think there's any beef because hybrid's still growing, so they're still figuring it all out. And I forgot what question you asked because I was just like dumbfounded that I just clicked.
It's okay. So yeah. I just gotta say though, but hybrid looks really impressive. I've seen a couple of the guys over there, and it looks really like I said, I look forward to seeing more from them. Actually, we had one of your I don't know if he was your classmate. We had one of your classmates on here, Anakin Rosa. He was on here like a couple of months ago.
Yeah, he's a trip. He is a trip.
Yeah. So now that you wrestled against Jazz, and of course you made your debut on AEW, what was your mindset you've actually, like I said, you've wrestled against Big Swole, Red Velvet, Kylan King, Nyla Rose. You actually teamed with Nyla Rose, and then you wrestled her the next week. What was it like working with her? And then you got Vicky Guerrero, who's actually part of the Guerrero family. What was going through your mind? Was there like a lot of nervousness, or were you like, something? I got trained by the best. I got this. Or was there like a combination of both?
Definitely a combination of both. Obviously, I have confidence in myself and my abilities, but it's always like intimidating, like seeing that I was being paired with Nyla. Like I knew she like performs and she is at this high level. She is super strong, and again, she is has Vicky Guerrero as a manager, which is absolutely insane. But to see that I was being paired with them, I was excited. I was incredibly excited. I was like, "We gonna win! I got this on my team. Like, there's no way we're losing." Um, and then, obviously, as most people saw, um, she decided she did not like me anymore, and and it hurt, both emotionally and physically.
I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be you're still standing. You know, I think, yeah, you'll be all right.
Yeah,
And
no,
I
it
gotta
was
say, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, it was an incredible experience. Um, Having like Vicky Guerrero for the short term, like for the short time that I did have her in my corner, and all of the knowledge she has, and she's so helpful. But then again, there just was that downfall.
Yeah, and also your feud with Jasmine Allure. I'm like, y'all have some great chemistry, man. I'm like, yo, y'all definitely know how to work with each other. I could only imagine how it would be if y'all were to actually form a tag team. I'd be like, because sometimes they say some of the greatest rivals, they also make good tag team partners and vice versa too. So yeah, I enjoyed those series of matches, and yeah, y'all definitely got something there, something great. But I just got two more questions before I turn it over to Kathy. I know Kathy has a bunch of um, questions for you. She saw you at Rise of the Vixens, so she's probably gonna ask you a bunch of stuff like that, a bunch of stuff about that show and whatnot. But my second to last question is Cody Rhodes. I'm sure you've probably seen in AEW. When he left WWE many years ago, well, not many years ago, several years ago, making the man seem like he's old. He actually had a list that he posted on social media, and what was written on this list were opponents he wanted to face in the very near future, and other wrestlers started doing the same thing as well. So, what I'm asking for my second to last question is, who is on Madi Wrenkowski's top 5 to wrestle in the near future?
So near future means like I have to have some type of, it has to like kind of almost be already attainable. So I definitely would want to have Jazz on there again, because she is doing her retirement tour. She started my career. I think it's only right that I help finish hers. Would love to have her on there. Holly Dead. I hear I owe her one. Uh, According to her, she yelled that at me many, many times yesterday. So it's imprinted in my nightmares. Um, so that's that. I still have yet to wrestle Thunder Rosa. So that's also another person that at some point in the future would definitely like to get a little bit more experience. Um, so those are what, 1, 2, 3, but like some that are like unattainable probably just because of where I'm at. I would love to wrestle Rhea Ripley and I would love to wrestle Mako Satomura. again, those aren't attainable at this moment in time, but those are like my dream ones.
Cool. I definitely hope that happens for you as well. Now, would you want to wrestle Thunder Rosa and Holly Dead in singles or tag team? Because I don't know. I mean,
yeah, it would be hard either way. But probably singles, considering I don't have a tag partner.
Okay. All right. So my last question is before I turn it over to Kathy. In regards to professional wrestling, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully signed by anyone.
Honestly, the day I see either Madi Wrenkowski is All Elite or Madi Wrenkowski, Miss Reality. I mean, let's be honest, your skills are elite. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not just saying that. But Miss Reality, Madi Wrenkowski, the fourth Kardashian. Is it the fourth Kardashian or the fifth Kardashian? It's 4 sisters, right? It's 5 sisters, right?
No, 4.
Yeah.
Well, there's 3 Kardashians, 2 Jenner sisters.
Oh,
so
silly me.
I'm the unofficial 4th Kardashian sister.
Yeah. So I always consider those 2 as Kardashians. My bad, technical error. So the official, unofficial 4th Kardashian sister.
Yeah.
Is property of. They gotta change that though. Well, property of the WWE Performance Center. Signed to Impact Wrestling, newest knockouts. Now a member of Ring of Honor. I guarantee if I ever see any of those headlines, I'm gonna scream like a little girl, and then I'll call Kathy and Rob with that same scream, with that same high scream, like, look who's on! Ah! You know, and they'll be like, "What? Calm down, Remy! Like, look who just got signed." Yeah,
you and me both.
We had a guest that got signed. I don't know if you ever heard of her, AQA. She got signed.
Yeah.
I got a text in the morning. I'm barely like, my eyes are barely open. I see a text. Rob is like, "Oh snap! Look who got signed, AQA." I'm like, well, I didn't need coffee for that morning. I just got woken up right there.
Yeah, that is incredible. That she deserves it.
Anyways, yeah, she definitely does. And I really, really, truly hope you get that too, man. That scissor kick and that face buster, too good not to be signed, man. Gotta sign that. So y'all heard, cut the check. This young lady's a hardworking woman. Definitely put her on. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Kathy. I know Kathy has a couple of questions. So Kathy, go ahead. The floor is yours.
All right, thanks, Remy. Hey, Maddie, how's it going?
It's going.
Just want to say thank you for coming on the show. I know you've been doing like a whirlwind of podcasts lately.
Yeah,
you're literally everywhere. Literally. So, most of it's because you have kind of a nose injury there. You got ambushed while training. So how's the nose healing up?
It is good. So we're about a little bit post surgery. So everyone at Mission was like, "Oh my gosh, like it looks like good. You can't even tell that it was broken." And I was like, "Yeah, I hope so." Like I literally paid for someone to like make it look like it wasn't broken anymore. So I'm glad they did good work.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole point, right? You like
Yes.
Come back out, "Oh, my nose is still crooked." No, that's
They're
not
like,
how it works.
"Ooh, it looks like you got hit in the nose."
Yeah, and then they'd be like, "Oh, your doctor did a crappy job. Like I can still see it." Like, no.
Yeah, then I'd be like on her website, like writing a Google review. Worst ever.
1.5 stars or like a half star.
With a picture attached so I can get extra points for Google reviews.
Yeah. So, you mentioned you're, a big Kardashian fan. You're the fourth official, unofficial Kardashian. Did you watch from season one, Keeping Up with the Kardashians? Did you watch from the
Yes.
beginning?
Yes, I did. And it helps that like every time they have like a season finale coming up, like literally the whole morning they play like all of the episodes. And so it was easy. It was easy to keep up.
Yeah, that's true. So how do you feel about the show coming to an end?
See, from what I heard, it's like coming to an end on the E network, but I think they're going to continue on Hulu so we can all still get our
Ah,
dose of the
okay.
Kardashians. Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, there you go. You don't have to be sad.
I know. Everyone was like tagging me in those posts when they announced the final season. I was like, okay, guys, like, I get it. It hurts.
Now, your moniker, so to speak, is Miss Reality. Does that come from the Kardashians?
Yes. So, growing up, I love reality television. Keeping Up with Kardashians was my favorite. Close second was the Bad Girls Club. So basically, it was just a bunch of girls who like didn't know when to stop talking and then they would fight each other eventually. And that's kind of what I am. Like I just have a big mouth and I'm going to say what I say. So that was definitely a big proponent of that. Two other large proponents is my current or a little bit further back, favorite wrestler was Enzo Amore. He is the real one. I loved him because like he wasn't the biggest guy in the room, but he always said what he had to say, and like you like waited and would watch just to hear like what was gonna come out of his mouth. And I loved that he always said what he wanted to say, regardless if there was what 10 guys surrounding the ring and he's over there talking crap to each and every one of them. Like he's not going to be able to take them all, but he still said what he wanted to say. So that's amazing. And then my first ever seminar at Hybrid was with Eddie Kingston. And one of the like I guess greatest pieces of advice that he's ever given me or that any seminar has ever given me is that you kind of have to be real. You have to be yourself. You have to be genuine. And that's what he is. And so that's what I do. I am myself. I am reality. So,
That's awesome. Yeah, so I first saw you at Ladies Night Out. That was pretty much your second match, and you came out with you tag team with Vert, and you
yeah.
were like this sweet girl. I'm like, who's this? Like this newcomer. And then the next time I saw you was at Queens of the Ring in 2020 against Amber Nova. And I was sitting next to this little kid, and I was right on the ramp, and you came out and you wanted to high five people, and you like dissed them. So I was like, oh man, she's got an attitude change. So like, is that where you got, from Eddie Kingston and Enzo, like just to be yourself? Because I was like,
Yeah.
wow, like she's got a tune now.
Yeah, I mean, my first time at ROW, it was terrifying because there's all of these people, like all of these girls that I didn't know. Again, at Hybrid, there was literally only one other girl. So my knowledge of female wrestlers in the independents was little to none. So going there, and it's literally an all girls show. I barely met Vert Vixen at the Mission Pro show before we started like our debuts around the same time. So like we kind of like stuck together, and then we just so happened to be on a team that night. So it was, I was terrified. I was terrified. But eventually I started opening up, and then y'all started to see glimpses of the real me, i.e., the match with Amber Nova. Um, some say my attitude has gotten worse. I say it's gotten better, but
Well, you did come out to Spice Girls during the Amber Nova match, and then recently for Rise of the Vixens 2, you came out to Bossy. So, I mean, there's your gap there. Yeah, I would say there's definitely an attitude change. You're owning it. So, I mean, hey, you got to own it. You have it, so own it.
Yeah, I gotta be unapologetically me. That's what we do nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, I was actually waiting for the Spice Girls to play when you came out at Rise of the Vixens 2, and I was like, oh, she came out to Bossy, okay.
It felt like it matched because like literally the first like lines of the song is you don't have to like me, you don't have to love me, but you will respect me. And that's how I feel. Like I say what I say, I do what I do. You don't have to like it, you don't even have to love it, but you're gonna respect it.
There
Like,
you
that's
go.
just me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
fits. It fits.
perfect.
It fits. So, where did literally come from? Because that you literally say it all the time. Yeah, there's a shirt. Yep.
Yeah, it's my hoodie. So it kind of just was something that I noticed that I just said a lot. Again, I watch the Kardashians all the time, and literally is something they always say. They'll be like, Courtney, which is my favorite. She's always like, Kim, you're literally being so annoying. And so it kind of adapted into my own vocabulary. And so I was like, this is perfect.
Well, yeah, there you go. Now, so your gear is pretty unique. You have like one pants leg and one that you cut off. Like, what made you decide to do that for your gear?
Yes. So when I was younger, I ran track, and that was like for some reason my sport of choice. And so there was a woman runner. Her name was FloJo. She is African American, and she was the fastest woman there was. And she always came out not like the other girls. She had these outfits that were one leg long tights, and then one was just like a bikini cut. And so I always saw that when I was growing up, and I admired that because she was different. She stood out. You don't even see people in track doing that now. And so she will forever be the one who started that, I feel like. So just as a little memento of my history, I decided to commemorate that.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it does set you apart from everybody else. Because you come out, you got like one pants leg and then one's cut off. You're like, who's this? You know? But everybody knows you by now. Like, they have to. And I know,
Yeah.
like, you're getting name recognition and everything. Just, you're doing all these podcasts and everything right now, too. So if people don't know who you are, they will sooner or later. So,
Yeah, I'm just, if they don't know me, I'm just the girl who annoys them with the one pant leg. I love the comments. They're like, I don't get this. That's so dumb. I'm like, that's fine. You're not wearing it.
Somebody called you some who was it? It wasn't Mission. Oh, it was Rise of the Vixens too. I saw the match with you and I'm sorry, Kathy. I don't mean to cut you. Who Vert Vixen.
yeah.
That was the match, right?
Yeah.
Somebody was like, they called Vert Vixen something versus the one-legged disco ball. I was like, oh wow. I
They're
know who that
jealous.
was, but that was like that's crazy. But go ahead, Kathy.
I
My
think
bad.
that was not to put any names, but that was actually Jacob, I think, on commentary. He called you
Yeah.
the one-legged disco ball.
See, and that's the thing about this fashion. Like, he doesn't have to understand it. I've seen his outfits, they're not impressive. So it wasn't any offense to me.
Yeah, it might if Jacob's not careful, it might be Jacob versus you at Rise of the Vixens 3.
It might be. I'm just going to start throwing stuff out of the ring. Maybe it hits him. I don't know.
So speaking of Rise of the Vixens 2, you wrestled Vert Vixen in a really, really hard hitting match. I was like, oh my god, like you took it to the floor, suplexes to the floor, things like that. And then as I mentioned, I saw you at Ladies Night Out, you tagged with her first. So like where's this gap of where like you don't like her now and you are wrestling her instead of being tag teamed with her?
Yeah, so just being in such close proximity, I'm in San Antonio right now. She's in Austin. Um, I feel like we see each other a lot. So I think it's a friendly type of competition. So we always have that. That ROW show, the Ladies Night Out. We actually call ourselves the Green Giants on the down low because we just both had this ugly green gear
Yeah.
at the same time. But since then, it's just kind of been a competitive competition between us. We do travel together when we did go to AEW. So it's always friendly, but at the same time, We're all working for that one spot. So our matches are a little bit more snug just because I do know her, and she knows me, and we're both literally going for the same spot. So I'm trying to win this. I'm trying to beat the crap out of her. Like that we're friendly, but at the same time we're both trying to get that spot. And at the end of the day, that's what matters.
That's what actually
But
makes the best matches too. Like people that you know or friends with, you come out with because you know them so well. So you know their move
yeah.
set, and you know each other like the back of your hand, pretty much. So you know each other so well that you put on really good matches. And that one
Yeah.
was really good. Like I was sitting front row, like I was watching you guys run by me. I was like, there they go.
I don't know, she's
Running after each other.
fast.
Yeah, right.
I wasn't expecting that.
So, as Remy mentioned, like you have a scissor kick, and you put that scissor kick like up against Booker T. Like you give Booker T a run for his money with that. And you also have what's called a jazz stinger, which is the face buster, but you get so much height like doing the split. It's crazy. And you also do like a leg drop. Now, did you get so flexible like taking gymnastics or it's just natural? Like how did that
Um,
come about?
I took gymnastics, but it has nothing to do with that because I only lasted
Okay.
like one class at the rec. Um, but it's I guess natural. A lot of people like to call me lanky and tell me that's not an insult. But that's what I amounted to. But I do take that as an insult. Um, but it's just that I am naturally flexible like that, and I have the athletic background, I guess, to get that height when I jump. And I don't know, never did cheerleading or anything like that. Was never a dancer. People always ask me that. Not girly enough to do that. I they get mad respect to them. Dancers, cheerleaders, they work their butts off. You've also never seen me do a backflip in the ring, so definitely not any of those. Just happen to have some type of athletic ability.
That's awesome because you get some crazy air doing that face buster, and like your legs like way up here. Like man, I had to. That's what I was asking. I was like, she had to have done some kind of athletic training, but if not, I mean, that's even more impressive.
Yeah, no, I literally just main sport growing up was either track or cross country, so I was just running.
Wow, that's insane. So, you're currently the Puro Pinche or Pinch Wrestling Women's Champion (PPW),
Yes,
and you actually won it in a four-way between you, Veronica Scott, Jasmine, and Vert Vixen. So,
yes,
how long have you been? You've been their only champion. You were their inaugural champion.
yeah,
Who do you think you're gonna fight for the title next? Because you put it on the line against Vert at Rise of the Vixens 2, and you
yes.
still came out champion. So who do you think's your next opponent?
I mean, at the last PPW show, I guess Nastico and Josh had some type of exchange, and Josh was no longer able to run the show. So I took it upon myself to run the show because, as you mentioned, I was the first ever and the longest reigning champion there at PPW. So I took it upon myself to challenge Chandler Hopkins for his title because, like, why not? It's like when they were advertising that match, it was the heavyweight title, but literally it was like Chandler and like Fuego del Sol, like heavyweight wear. And so I put it on Twitter. I was like, hello, Josh, why is this a heavyweight title? I literally weigh more than them, so why am I not in this competition? So I let them know that. And so we'll see what happens.
So that's why I think I saw a video. It might have been on like your Facebook page. You had the both belts. Chandler was there, and y'all both had the same almost looking belt. So I was like, I was wondering what that was about.
Yeah, except his was bigger. And
Yeah,
so I don't think that's fair.
no, it's not.
PPW. Why is mine smaller?
Uh-huh. There you go,
Mm,
PPW. You got something to answer
exactly.
for.
2021 equality.
Yep, there you go. So, my next question I wanted to ask was, so you've been in AEW for a little bit. Did they scout you out, or how did you get to talk to them? Like, how did that come about?
Yes. So, as you know, I work with Mission Pro a lot, and at that time, Thunder Rosa was actually doing some work with AEW. So I was very fortunate enough to have her in my corner as a mentor. So she kind of helped me get to that door. I did email them, talk to them a little bit. They saw our work. They wanted us to come. So I will forever be thankful for Thunder Rosa getting me that opportunity. And I know a lot of girls get super like catty and they love to point that out, and they tell me that the only reason I'm there is because Thunder Rosa got me there. And while that may be true, I have been there like how many times after for about what 4 months. So she may have gotten me there, but I kept myself there. And so all those girls have no excuses. And I loved it. I loved it when they would be like, "Oh, sorry, I can't, like, I only saw you lose." And then I won, and then I never heard anything from them. Like Nostico, even Roxy tried to pull that one on me. She was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't hear you over your losing streak." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't even see you on AEW. Where was your
Oh,
match? Where was your match?"
ouch.
So, yeah, she got quiet after that.
Yeah, I saw the match you had against Britt Baker, who had like a banger match with Thunder Rosa, and I guess she attacked you from behind. She was kind of taking that out on you because like you trained with Thunder Rosa, and they ended up painting your face kind of like hers at the end of the match. So you have some revenge planning there with Britt now that she's
And
an AEW champion now too. So
this
might
is
sweeten the pot
true.
there.
Yeah, as much as I would love to, again, as I have mentioned, not signed, so I'm not trying to burn any bridges yet. But once I once I get that contract, it's over with.
There you go. Yeah, you got some unfinished business there, so you got to take care of business.
Yeah, definitely have some animosity. That was a little bit humiliating, just having someone draw on your face like that. So I definitely think that has also like helped drive me to kind of do better, perform better. And I think literally like the next week was the week that I got my first win against Leva Bates. Because it's like you come out there with another fire. Like she just disrespected me. Like I gotta prove like I'm not just some chump that gets their face drawn on and gets attacked from like out of nowhere. I don't know, but
There you go. Yeah, you have to come back swinging.
yeah,
Don't take
exactly.
it lying down. Come back swinging.
Exactly. And I did come back swinging. I won that match with Leva thanks to Justin Roberts' hard hitting book. A win is a win, though.
Yep, there you go. So, before I turn it over to Rob, I just had like one more thing. So I was going through. They have like these websites where they have all your matches listed, and I was like, man, I can't believe that you were just here. You just been literally there for like 2 years. 2019 to now, and you faced like there's a who's who, especially being in Texas. Like Texas is so rich with all the people there. I mean, you faced already Jazz, Amber Nova, Red Velvet, Jasmine Allure, Jenna Lynn, Rachel Rose, and of course we said Britt Baker, Nyla Rose, and Roxy, just to mention a few. Like
Yeah.
you've done so much already. Like I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next in the future for you. It's just
Me too.
crazy.
Yeah, it definitely is, especially considering that COVID took out like a good 6 months to a year of my time. So, because everything was shut down, there was no wrestling.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like it's just crazy that my phone's ringing. All right. I'm gonna turn it over to Rob real quick so I can mute this phone going on. But it was nice to have you on the show. I'm glad you said you could make it, and I'll turn it over to Rob.
Perfect.
All right, sweet. Thank you, Kathy. So what's going on, Maddie? How you doing?
I'm good. Loving those posters behind you.
Oh yeah, I try. I'm back home. I spent the last week at the beach. I mean, on vacation, trying to.
That's
Oh
nice.
yeah. I mean, I had 2 good beach days, and the rest of the time it rained. So I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but I wanted to get my dogs out there running on the sand and all that stuff. No, but they had to be cooped up, sitting in the rain. Like, all right.
Yeah. It's a thought that counts.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I do. Yeah, we were talking about AEW and stuff and all, and I live in Delaware, and when I was growing up, I was a big fan of ECW. And I gotta ask, have you gotten any wrestling tips from Taz? Because he is like one of my favorite, the human suplex machine. Like, can we see Maddie? Can we see maybe sometime, in a match, all of a sudden, oh, Tazplex, you know what I mean? Or Kata Hajime. Because if I see that, I would literally, figuratively. No, I would literally soil myself, probably.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Sure. I unfortunately have not really had the opportunity to talk to him. He is a busy man, running that whole group. They seem to be having some issues as of late, so he's busy trying to rein all of those personalities he has.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you gotta ask. Hey, maybe one day, you might learn. You might be like, hey, I mean, there you go.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I like rewatching like the matches, and like, because obviously when I'm wrestling, I can't hear his commentary when I was on Dark. But I like rewatching them, and he's always like, "Yeah, that Maddie, she's a mean girl," and I'm like, "Yeah,
That's
damn."
right. That's right. Yeah. What I would describe, you go in the ring and you dispense justice. That's what I say you do. You go in there and you dispense
I like
justice.
that.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to put that dispenser of justice.
There you go. There you go. And then like you were saying earlier, you got your nose fixed and stuff, and you went out with your injury, and I was like, yo, who in their right mind will put their filthy paws on you? You know what I mean? Because when you come back, there's something they're going to have to do. They're going to lay on their back, look in the sky, and then they're going to have to put their head between their legs, kiss their ass goodbye, because you're going to come with a vengeance. Like, who would do that? Oh my Lord.
Well, let me tell you. So as you all know, I've had a lovely little feud with Jasmine Allure. And as of yesterday, I don't know if any of y'all have caught the Mission Pro Keep 'em Talking show. Beginning of the match, Dulce Tormenta was actually going to have a match. And this big buff girl, Ava Wild, actually came in and attacked her with the Renegade Twins. And everyone was like, I was on commentary. I was like, what the heck is happening? And then little old Jasmine Allure comes out with her stupid little self. Very, very proud of herself. So apparently she's developed some type of faction because she obviously can't fight her own battles. But yeah, so not only has she taken me out for a little bit, but now Dulce Tormenta has made the announcement that she will actually be out for a little bit as well due to Jasmine Allure's actions. So it looks like she's inadvertently creating a little bit of a line of people who are coming for her, which I think may be a bad idea for her.
Yeah. I think so, because I guess when she gets back, maybe it'll be around the time you get back, and
yeah, especially since I'm the dispenser of justice.
That's right. You're gonna go dispense that justice right there. Oh my Lord. Now, I like how you use the word literally and stuff. You're talking because you got it from the Kardashians. Now, I would use that like I was doing earlier, but I got it from the show Archer, because they always use that. They always go, I would literally do that. And you're like, no, wait, no, figuratively. I would figuratively do that. No, literally, I would do that. That's where I got it from and stuff. I was like, oh, okay. So I love the literally. And then the Kardashians, though. Yeah, you said you've been watching it like 20 plus years, the whole time, all that good stuff.
Yes, it's a must. It's nice to see their reality,
Oh yeah. Have you ever gone out there, where are they at? Aren't they in 90210? What's in the Beverly Hills?
They're in Calabasas. Calabasas, California.
Is that near there? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, look at me. I don't even know where I am half the time, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, yeah.
Be like that.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that. But you never gone out there, shopping on Rodeo Drive or any of that stuff, going to see don't they have a store?
Yes, they do, but it closed down, I believe.
Oh dang, my bad.
Yeah,
You know, what I mean, I'm all.
I
You know,
know.
I need to get updated on my Kardashians. You know what
You
I mean?
need to
What am I
keep up
doing?
with the Kardashians.
That's what I
Come
need to do.
on.
I know. I do know. You know, her and Kanye. They went their separate ways. You know, I did know that. Good.
That's
Good for
good.
them.
They
Do their
needed
thing.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, go do their own thing. You know, what I mean, much better, happier off. Now I remember I was getting a car worked on one time, and they had the Kardashians on in the little waiting room or whatever. I'm sitting there, and I remember it was Caitlyn Jenner was on there. She was at the time she was Bruce, and I remember them just bagging on Caitlyn. You know, I'm just like, she literally won like an Olympic gold medal for us. She was in one of my favorite TV shows, Chips. You know what I mean? Like, why are you gonna go and bag on her? And I'm like, oh my lord. I was like, come on, Caitlyn's awesome,
They
man.
Yeah, they definitely did not treat her very nicely.
I was like, oh man. I was like, come on, man. Caitlyn was on Chips. Let's go, man. My favorite episode is the one with the robot.
Yeah, yeah, no, there was one like she loves like model helicopters. And Chris was always like, no, you stay in the garage and you play with your toys in the garage. I was like, girl, you were talking to like an Olympic medalist like that, like
Yeah.
acting like he's just some like chump off the street. Like, I was like, stand up for yourself.
Oh man, yeah, that was great. Yeah, I remember watching that. I was like, oh man, come on. Yeah, she literally got won an Olympic gold medal for the country. Oh man, yeah, that was great. So yeah, and you were saying, what are your favorite like reality shows now? Because you were saying, you're the Bad Girls Club. Is that still going on right now?
No,
No.
and
Okay.
I think it's because like towards the end of the seasons they tried to like do this like reform thing and like make them more civilized and like try and get
Mm.
them to like think about their actions and stuff. And I don't think people like that because people don't want to see that. But as of recently, I binge watched since I can't do anything because of my nose, a show called 60 Days In. Have y'all heard of that?
Where they go pretend to be in jail or whatever or something. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they
Okay.
send civilians
Yeah.
into jail for 60 days. I could not. I could not.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
I love my freedoms. I'm good.
It would be so terrifying. I'd probably cry every night and they would hate me in there.
Now, I may or may not have known people that, been in that and stuff, and they've always told me that whatever you see on TV, it's much cleaner on TV. Whatever you see on TV, it's clean or whatever on there, compared to what it really is, what I mean? They're like, they probably spruced it up because the camera's on there. I'm like,
Yeah,
woo,
100%. Ugh,
yeah,
I couldn't do it.
yeah,
Could
I'm
not.
good. That's right.
But it's fun to watch.
There you go. Yeah, to see what people would do and stuff. It's like that "What Would You Do" show where have somebody acting all crazy and it's like just see somebody random. Hey, what are you doing? Or they be like, oh no.
Yeah, I'm always terrified that's gonna happen to me one of these days. There's gonna be like some type of scenario and they're gonna get me, and then that guy John Quinones is gonna come out and I'm like, shh.
Oh man.
I did the wrong thing. I would take off. Soon as I saw him.
I probably would too. Yeah, that's right. Oh man, I'd be like, nope, I'm good. I ain't even signed the paper. You got to blur my face. Yeah.
No NDA.
Yep. No es muerta. No es muerta. Nope. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even speak English. Nope.
Yeah,
it'd be like, it's like when you watch Cops or whatever. It's like, you really gonna, not blur your face out? Like, come on, man. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I know.
Why would you sign the release?
That's right. I mean, it was funny on My Name Is Earl, you know what I mean? Because he was like, one day I'm going to get my life together, but not today. I'm driving a stolen cop car. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
It was funny on that, but, Yeah, I know if I was ever on that show, I'd be like, oh, no, you got to put that blue dot or something on there. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I could not do that.
I maybe depending on what I did, you know what I mean? Then my mom would probably call all her friends and be like, look, your Cops episode is on.
Recorded on DVR.
That's right. That's right. So you're staying out. You're all the way out there in Texas and stuff. So I gotta ask: are you like? Do you have all these ghost towns and armadillo type creatures around you or whatever? Does Texas have that? Texas has a lot of that stuff, doesn't they? Don't they?
So currently, I'm living in San Antonio. So it's a little bit more city. So no.
Okay.
But I'm sure in like East Texas or probably West Texas, where it's like more desert, I hear that will probably be where you find the nine-banded armadillo, which is the Texas state mammal.
Oh, nice.
Dropping
That's
some knowledge on you.
There you go. Hey, learn something new every day. I didn't know it was a mammal. I thought it was like a marsupial or something. Is that correct? So is a marsupial something? Isn't that like a kangaroo?
Yeah, but those are still mammals, but yes.
Okay. All right. Now, speaking of kangaroos and stuff, I got to watch an interview where he said one of your favorite places you'd want to go and wrestle at is Australia.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
Now, if you ever go there, can you like take pictures of some Tasmanian devils? Because I want to know if they really, when they move in tornadoes or how they move. You know what I mean? Because I watched this documentary when I was a kid, and every time
Looney
Tasmanian,
Tunes?
Whatever, the same documentary, they had a hunter would go up and hunt the rabbit, and when they put the gun in the hole, the rabbit would take the gun, make it long enough, stick the barrel out on a hole in the underneath. So when the hunter shot himself in the butt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a nice documentary. Was it on Discovery or
I don't remember.
National Geographic?
It's probably one of them, Travel Channel, something like that.
Cartoon Network, perhaps.
It might have been. It could have been Adult Swim. It could have been Adult Swim. But yeah, I do gotta know if they move around in tornadoes and stuff. You know what I mean? Because people were going like, "Oh my God, that's a tornado going!" Like, are you sure? It could be just a Tasmanian devil. You know what I mean?
It's just Taz.
Yeah.
If I ever make it out there, I will try and figure that out for you.
Okay. Yeah, because be careful. Because don't they have those those actual dragons? Where are they, Komodo dragons and stuff out there? Like,
they got a lot of dangerous creatures out in Australia, from what I've seen on the internet. Like those big spiders. Heck no. I would burn the house down. So
there you go.
If I ever go to Australia, don't let me stay at your house, because if I see a big ass spider, I'm burning your house.
I don't blame you. I'm all right with spider. The little like house when I'll take them outside. But yeah, if I see one of them giant, Nah, because that thing is from aliens. It's going to jump in my face and lay eggs, and then something's going to come out of my chest. You know what I mean? Like, no. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Nope. Now, you always now wrestling with AEW, you're always traveling to another crazy place to a lot of wild swamp monsters in Florida. You know what I mean? You've never come across any swamp monsters over there, have you?
I mean, just the people that live there. Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
They're pretty scary sometimes.
That's true. I have been to Florida a couple times. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, it's a little.
It gets worse when you go more south, especially to Miami.
Yikes. I mean, you always see those headlines like Florida man, and then it's always something obscene or some no one would even think of. So I try and stay with the AEW crowd. I don't try and venture out to meet the locals.
That's right. Yeah, because I know. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, some of them Florida things, you'll see like Florida man turns to zombie and tries to eat somebody. Like, what in the world? Oh, bath salts. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
Like, there you go, bath salts. Oh my Lord. Okay. Now I do gotta ask. I want going back to comedy or commentary and stuff. You got to do commentary with Thunder Rosa and Holiday. Now, what was it like getting to being able to do that and stuff? Was it exciting? Just.
Yeah, it is. It is very exciting. And then again, yesterday I got to do it with Brittany Nicole. They all are. Brittany Nicole is incredible at her craft. There's commentary. She is incredible. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, she is so professional. She knows everything. And she actually runs a company down in Louisiana. But it's incredible to work with her and just get knowledge. But as far as working with Thunder and Holiday on the mic, it was entertaining, very entertaining. Both of them have huge personalities, huge, very. Thunderer is very like loud and just very happy sometimes, and Holiday is also loud, but more on like the pessimistic side. So me being not as loud, but also pessimistic sometimes, and the big mouth as well. It was fun. It was entertaining. I was sometimes nervous we were going to get in trouble, because I don't really know what the rules are for title match. So.
I figured that'd be awesome doing commentary because sometimes they'll hit moves and I won't even know, so I'll just yell out. I would just yell out, "Uchi got Uchi," just something like that, high impact move, just something.
Exactly. Like that's the hard part because I find myself like watching the matches and you see someone get hit and you're like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Wow, I just yelled in all of these people's ears who are watching at home."
Oh man, oh yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, sometimes I guess. Yeah, I guess if you're watching the match, get into it. Yeah, I guess you probably do that. Like, oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Screaming in people's ears. Oh, so I do have to ask. Do you have any funny backstage road stories that have ever happened to you? Like on your way to the show, maybe a flat tire. Something happened. Something funny.
I mean, I don't know. I can't think of any. I'm boring. I don't have friends. Like,
Oh.
Let me think. I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, it wasn't like for me, but like one of the wrestlers, like she forgot her gear. I thought that was kind of funny because like that's what you came here for, and so she like borrowed some of she borrowed some of my gear, and it was just that was funny because she like pieced together a whole outfit, and she
Yeah.
actually made it look really good.
Oh, nice.
I was salty about it a little bit. Like she got all these different pieces from like the different girls in the locker room, and it looked like good. And I was like, kind of salty. Give me my top back.
That's
But
right.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I let her wear it. I let her wear it, but I haven't worn it since.
Oh man, isn't that crazy? Some people can do that, just like pull out anything, like bam, look at this. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I just wear like her shirts out, look like Magnum PI. You know what I mean? Like today, I was like, I'll class it up today. I'll wear a polo.
Ooh,
that's it.
well, I appreciate it. Thank
Oh
you.
well, hey, no problem. Hey, I heard you were on. It was like, hey, we got to pull out all the stops.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, no problem. So I do gotta before I pass it on to Remy and all. Are there any like new movies and TV shows you're into and stuff? I know you said Cobra Kai, and I love that show. It's so awesome. But
Yes.
is there anything else? Because I always get stuck, watching the same thing over and over again. So what is on your queue or whatever you call it?
I actually just finished the Umbrella Academy. Which have you seen that?
I've heard of it. I think Remy's seen it, and he says it's real good.
Ooh, I can't wait for season 3. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's good. So if you haven't watched that one, watch that. There's another podcast I was on, and they actually recommended, I think, The Barbarians or something like that on that. I don't know what platform. But now that I finished the Umbrella Academy, I'll have to go and watch that. And then again, I binge watched 60 Days In. So.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I do that too. I'll find like one of those haunted house, things, and I'll binge watch those or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I actually just watched all of the Conjuring movies. So.
Well,
yeah.
Oh, that one. Man, look, it was a couple years ago that one horror Hereditary. Have you ever seen that? That movie right there is like I had nightmares. Like I could not sleep. Literally, I could not sleep. You know what I mean?
Literally.
That movie. Yes, that movie was just, oh my Lord, like.
Yeah, for me it was Sinister. That one freaked me out.
Oh, the one with Ethan Hawke and his family or whatever. They're looking at the pictures and it had the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Boogie.
Oh. That's right. Yeah.
I always tell people I'm not scared of the dark. I'm scared of what's in the dark.
Mm-hmm. That's how I am. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm the same way. You're talking to somebody who's never said Beetlejuice, Candyman or Bloody Mary 3 times in a row. Not because something most likely wouldn't happen, but just in case. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you
just
don't want to
case.
test it.
Yeah, I don't want my friends, at my funeral be like, he said Bloody Mary 3 times in a row in the mirror. Just what an idiot. Just look at him. Just what in there I am, like permanently.
They didn't even fix you.
No, they wouldn't even fix me.
You.
Yeah, just leave my hair all white and stuff stuck out, He was like, yeah, you're good. He was so frightened we couldn't even do it. He was just frozen. Pull my arms down and just come right back up.
Oh, that's like something you see in a scary movie.
Yes. Yeah, that second one. Oh my Lord. I remember going to see that dude with the hand. Oh man.
Yeah, yeah, that was. He's very interesting.
I'll do that. I'll do that to my
My
brother
germs.
sometimes. I'm like, yeah, can you hand me that? But do it with your strong hand. Give me your strong hand. What are you doing? Oh man, yes. That. Oh yeah. But yeah, we can talk. I can start talking about that stuff all day. But yeah, we got. Yeah, I know you're a busy woman. You got stuff to do, things to do. I don't want to take up any more of your time. So I do
I
want to say
appreciate
before I
that.
pack it up to or pass it over to Remy, I want to say thank you for taking time out of your day. Coming on chatting with us. I had a blast. It was awesome to get to chat with you, all that good stuff. I wish nothing but the positive things for you, your career, your family, and everything. I hope nothing but the best happens to you.
Oh, thanks.
Oh yeah, no problem. All right, Remy.
Maddie, thank you very much for, we really and truly appreciate you actually, taking time out of your busy schedule, to be on our show. We know you got a lot going on right now with, not just wrestling in Texas, but AU as well. And we really and truly hope that, everything that you wish for comes true and all that good stuff. Like I said, I guarantee that when I see you on TV, and I see you get signed, best believe I will be calling Rob and Kathy, and I'll be like, "Yo, check this out. We just had her on the show the other day." So yeah, definitely. We wish you all the best and whatnot. Before we shut down the show, um, where can fans find you on social media if they want to find out when your next appearances, and where can bookers and promoters find you if they want to have you on their show?
Yeah, of course. So I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all under Madi_Wrenkowski. That's MADI_WRENKOWSKI. So that is where you can find me, contact me. On all of my social medias, there's a big cartel link in the bio. That is my merchandise website if you want to buy any merch. And as of maybe a month ago, I'm on Cameo. So if you want to get your personalized videos, maybe break up with your boyfriend because he ain't, I don't know if I can say shit, but he ain't shit. Let me know. I'll help you. So,
It's okay. You could. It's okay. You could say shit. I mean, we. That's one of the words we allow. The other 7 or 8 we don't. Kathy and Rob, all together. 1, 2, 3. Let's say it.
What? Oh,
Never
shite,
mind.
shit,
Never mind. Never mind.
this shit.
Yeah,
Where are you going with
it's
this?
okay. It's okay.
I mean,
Um.
we had Saraya Knight on, so I mean, everything's off limit. Not off limits.
Um.
Oh yeah, she was dropping c words and stuff,
Yeah.
so we're good.
Right, okay. So here's what you can do, right? And we're not doing this for any cloud chasing or whatever. If you ever have a long road trip that is more
Mhm.
than 3 hours and you have good reception, we're going to be on Spotify soon, by the way. So, but for now, just check out our YouTube. Look up the Soraya Knight interview
Uh-huh.
and listen to it. That is our Attitude Era episode. Yeah,
And it's longer
and
than
it
three
wasn't us
hours.
cussing.
$3 and 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was like yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that was our longest one. It's actually our most viewed one too. So yeah, definitely check it out. That interview was something. Um Also, before we shut it down, um our mod, what's up, Alicia? Alicia Warrior Princess wanted to know if you remembered her by seeing her name on Twitter as Endo Survivor 282.
I look at the thumbnail. I'm a thumbnail person. I'm not a name person. I know people by their thumbnails. So
Oh,
if
okay.
y'all change it, then
Yeah. Sorry, Alicia. But or Alicia. But yeah, so y'all definitely go ahead and support this young lady. She's working hard. You know, like I said, I always say support indie wrestling. If you don't support indie wrestling, I always say this: I'm gonna let Rob come and eat your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Or matter of fact, I'll let Kathy destroy your dinner, and then Rob will eat it. So even if there's anything edible, guess what? Sorry, you're not gonna have a good night. So definitely support indie wrestling, and because look at it this way: all your AEW and WWE and Impact superstars, that's where they come from. So support them. But with that being said, Kathy Knight, where can fans find you on social media if they want to talk about wrestling, be on the show? Where can wrestlers and promoters and whatnot find you on social media if they want to be on our show as well too?
So I'm on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Discord, all at BLUE70517.
Awesome.
Everywhere.
And Rob Bass, how about you? Where can fans find you on social media if they want to shoot the breeze about wrestling, be on our show? Where can wrestlers and promoters find you, especially if they want to book you to be a referee?
You can find me at Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at Rob_Base82, and then Facebook and YouTube Rob Base. I'm trying to be like Kathy, go everywhere.
Awesome. And if you want to find Awesome. And if you want to find me on social media, not that I have anything cool to say these days, but hey, who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky. You can find me on Twitter at @TheRemyBlue. You can also find me on Facebook under Remy Blue. That's right. It's a picture of me at WrestleMania. So go ahead and just like I said, go ahead and add me. I'm not that scary. But our podcast is also on Twitter at Ringside Society, and our podcast is also on Instagram at Ringside Society. And we also have a Facebook group. Yes, if you guess the name is Ringside Society, you guessed it correctly. We're also on Twitch under at Ringside Society 2019. Shout out to our mod, Alicia the Warrior Princess. Alicia, we love you. Hopefully one day we can get you on here. And also, we're also on YouTube. Yes, we're actually on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube. We have a lot more awesome interviews like this one with Madi Wrenkowski. We have the one with Jasmine Allure. Madi, you're probably not going to want to see that one. We have one with Saraya Knight. And the Attitude Era one. And Princess Victoria, many others. So definitely, subscribe to our YouTube. And also check out our Teespring. Got a lot of cool merch on there. All proceeds from that merch go back into us keeping this show afloat. It doesn't go in our pockets. With that being said, we just want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. Also, I forgot one more thing. If you want to follow Alicia, our mod, on Twitch, she's also on Twitter under Endo Survivor 282. That's Endo Survivor 282. Go ahead and give her a follow. She's really awesome. Other than that, to those of y'all that tuned in tonight live, thank you very much. We really and truly do appreciate it. To those of you that are going to listen to us later on via our YouTube or Twitch channel or our Facebook group, thank you very much in advance. And to those of you that hate us, can't stand us, and really and truly wish we'd go away, well, like Kathy in 1885, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
We definitely ain't stopping. But with that being said, we here at Ringside Society just want everybody to know that we are aware that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag we are not the same. Kathy, hit him with the hashtag sign. So, Kathy Knight, Rob Bass, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for the unofficial, official fourth Kardashian sister, Miss Reality Madi Wrenkowski. What type of podcast are we?
All right, 3, 2, 1. We're the Wrestling
Fans Podcast.
That's right. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. And with that being said, we will be back next Thursday with another awesome guest. Heck, I think I'm gonna just tell y'all right now. Our guest next Thursday is gonna be none other than Nightmare Factory graduate, the bodyguard, Austin Green. Yes, he'll be joining us. But until then, during this pandemic, stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.
Bye. Enjoy NXT Takeover tonight.